The team at NoTosh spent a weekend in early March with 20 learning designers and learning space designers in the offices of Hayball in Sydney, New South Wales. After spending some time getting to know each other, we got stuck into exploring the pre-work, reading research and provocative videos that each participant had viewed ahead of coming along. Everyone shared their own take on what the research said about diversity, inclusion, equity and justice, the role of those in influencing architecture and our learning spaces, and even the design of learning itself, and the role of that learning in amplifying how we include people more and create more of a sense of belonging in our schools for young people who go there, the teachers who teach there, and families who participate in those communities. Quickly though, we got away from the theoretical and sent the teams out into the city. We gave them scenarios to explore what they would see every day, but see it afresh with those perspectives of diversity, equity, inclusion, and social justice in mind. They were exploring particular moments and recording them through sketch, through photographs, through taking their own notes. For example, seeing how an underground passage or a so-called plaza actually lacks a sense of place, and for the abundance of signage actually leaves people wondering what spaces are for, can lead to a sense that somehow the city's a little bit disjointed sometimes. That's just one example that they found. But seeing in practice how design can sometimes not fit together and how it certainly doesn't take into account DEIJ, people were able then to come back and create their own design principles, thinking about how any rules of thumb gleaned from exploring the real world beyond the studio might in turn be used to design better learning environments all around the world. So we focused on learning moments that amplify that sense of belonging or inclusion, or which indicate a sense of social justice or making an impact in the community. Each team developed their own design principles, aiming to be neither too loose in that any design idea might go, or too tight in that design ideas, creative ideas get torn down because somehow they're not inclusive enough, or they don't amplify the diversity of the community enough. As we ended the second day of 2 intense days of action, teams were able to come in on our final morning to have a briefing on what was actually going to be asked of them. In May, in Christchurch, New Zealand, these 20 architects and learning designers will come together and share their insights, their design principles, their ideas on how what they've learned out on the street and through their rich discussions can be transferred into every learning environment's design. How can we tell convincing stories that help persuade those designing architectural briefs or RFPs to think carefully about the role of community in the process of designing those spaces? Participants believe we need to get beyond the simple kinds of consultation we undertake today and do something deeper. What that might be is the subject of their presentation coming 17th to 19th May 2023 at the Reactivate conference in New Zealand.